Hello, brothers and sisters of the Briar. Professor Jeremiah here. Sorry if this seems a little grainy. I'm shooting in low light this evening, smoking my James Upshaw pipe. This is a pipe which I'd mentioned a couple of weeks ago. Really a huge bowl, and I don't know if you can really tell that in the video, but it's a big pipe. Watched a movie this evening, Mr. Johnson. I don't know if you've ever seen that or even ever heard of it. It was a movie which was filmed in Nigeria, in Jos, Nigeria, of all places. It is really a great movie, but a movie that you really need to know a lot about West African, in particular Nigerian culture, to really appreciate. It does end on a sad note, I will tell you that. But the movie has Pierce Brosnan in it and Ed Woodward in it, or Edward Woodward. You might remember he played the Equalizer back in the, I guess, 80s and 90s. I had a kind of a personal connection in a way to the, or roundabout way to the movie. A very good friend of mine was a missionary doctor in Nigeria at that time when the movie was being filmed on location in Plateau State, Nigeria. And Ed Woodward actually had a heart attack during the filming of the movie, and that mission doctor friend actually saved his life at that time. And later they would go on to have a close friendship, and they were able to visit his home in England. So a lot of positive aspects, I guess, came out of that relationship from him saving his life, basically. And also some of the places, youth hostels, which I worked in at that time, when I was there in the mid 90s, had some of the signage from the, I guess, the shop, the store, which Ed Woodward's character was working in the movie. And so that was just a part of the interest that I had. Uh, it's interesting that the movie takes place in the 1920s, and as you watch the movie today, if you're familiar with Nigerian culture, you see so many things that I feel like I was still there right now. Take a look at it. Some of you might not connect with it, but it is available on Amazon. So it's a movie worth seeing if you are interested in African culture. As far as this pipe, though, I started this pipe towards the beginning of the movie, and it's still going some 30 minutes after the movie. If that gives you an idea of how big this bowl is, I am smoking some Sutliff vanilla cream in it. It definitely has moved into my top five favorites. Again, as I had mentioned, as far as Best of Show being one of my more favorite blends, this has not become a replacement for Best of Show, but is an incredible alternative, seeing that Best of Show is no longer available. I'm kind of coming to the end of the bowl now. Need a relight here. This James Upshaw, even though it um, had the little problem with the, uh, I guess, pipe juice leakage here, I wasn't fully able to fix that the way I had planned. In the end, I just put a fair amount of wax on the stem and stuck it back in, and that seemed to have stopped the juice flow. which I know sounds really disgusting. I've only ever had that on one other pipe, or two other pipes actually, but it's because those pipes had cracked right where the shank meets the stem, and that's what I was afraid had happened on this one until I investigated it. It seems that I fixed that problem. We'll see after a few more smokes if that does the trick. Well, brothers and sisters, just want to check in with you. Hope you have a good weekend. God bless.